So, since opening Grip Lab, we have predominantly been working on a lot of Hondas, for good reason. I'm obsessed with them. A lot of my customers sort of have Hondas, and one of the ones we've been working on the most are these S2000's. I think we're on around number 10 now, in like 2.5 months. So, I mean, there's 3 in at the minute. We had another one in today. We had another one in yesterday, and then we've had, I think, 4 or 5 before these ones coming in. So what I want to do is a video on this one. Now, this is Chris, my business partner's car. Now, I've been building this for him for the last, let's say, 8 or so years. Customer turned into a friend, turned into a great friend, who then we became business partners and opened this place. So let's why not do a video on his S2000 and show you basically what we do here and what we can do and what we can offer you guys, and yeah, what we can build. So let's walk you around. What I'll do is we'll leave it on the floor. I'll put it on the ramp. I'll show you the underside, because realistically the best thing about this car is what's underneath. And then we'll go out for a drive and I'll show you what it's like, because it is, I mean, arguably, it could be one of the best S2000's in the country, and it's definitely one of the most underrated or understated S2000's. Stock body look, but it's essentially a time attack car. So yeah, let's have a look around it. So yeah, as I said, externally, it's pretty much a stock car. It does have wider front wings. I think these are, is it Valkyrie? I'm not sure, the company from America. Very expensive and fit like shit, so one of them. I guess you don't know till you buy them, but yeah, they kind of look good. I think they're 20mm wider fronts, which we kind of needed to accommodate the 255 tyre on the front and the 17x9s. We was a bit close on the stock arch, so we kind of went for these. But yeah, stock bumper. These were originally brake cooling ducts when we had the stock brakes, but now this one feeds the air filter. The plate is removable for tracks and stuff, but intercooler in the front, which kind of suggests what's under the bonnet. And there's the oil cooler behind that for the supercharger. So that's kind of what powers this. This one's kind of redundant now, but it does kind of, I think, feed to the intake as well. One of the big issues with this car, because it's a track car, has been cooling. So we have fought for so long trying to keep this thing cool on track. So we did put some vents in the bonnet for sort of exhaust extraction heat. I'll show you under the bonnet one of the reasons why we had to sort of fight this. But yeah, stock body. Interior wise, Recaro pole positions, Takata harnesses, the black harnesses. Chris sort of preferred them over the green, so we went with them. Safety devices, half cage. Again, this was kind of one of the first ones. We demoed it for, I think, for Teggy, where we fitted it, but I mean, essentially it's rubbish. So if you've got an S2000 you want to do track days in and you want a half gauge, I'd suggest don't buy this, because the harness bar is far too high up. Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, so seats, Nardi steering wheel. We've got an AIM digital dash. Yeah, pretty simple inside. The sort of ethos for this build was Porsche GT3, but an S2000. So you can still use it as a road car. It's still got all the nice stuff in, bar aircon. It doesn't have aircon, but yeah, it's got all the, like, it's comfortable to drive. It's nice on a trip. Chris has been around Europe in this and been on some various trips in it, but ultimately it's a track car. So yeah, stock facelift. This is a lovely colour in the sun. OEM spoiler. But yeah, realistically, the outside is pretty much a standard car. So yeah, let's get it on the ramp. Let's get it on the ramp, which I actually filmed first, but we'll work it out. We'll put it on the ramp. I'll show you under the bonnet. I'll show you sort of underneath the chassis, because that's kind of the best bit. And then yeah, we'll go for a drive. So the joy of having a ramp is we can actually put this up in the air and I can show you underneath. But firstly, let's have a look in the engine bay. Although to me, this isn't the most impressive thing about the car. To me, it's still the chassis that is the most impressive on this car and the best thing about it. But with 530 horsepower, it's still nothing to be sniffed at. So This is basically the standard F20C that was in the car. We shipped it off to the US to 4-piston, so it's now a 2.2 F20C. It's a full sleeved rod pistons, CNC head, cams, valve train, all the good stuff, which is essentially why it makes 530 horsepower. With the Rotrex, it makes just over a bar of boost, so pretty decent numbers for such little boost. Rotrex is down there, so this is more the motorsport race kit from TTS. Now, normally the chargers are up here on the TTS kits. The reason we didn't go for that is because, one, the aircon was coming out anyway, or I think we'd already deleted the aircon, but so the Rotrex goes down there where the aircon pump was. Now, the best thing about that is if you throw a belt or the belt comes off on a track day or even on the road, it's an absolute piece of piss to change because it's just there. It's no different than a standard car. With the TTS kits and the Rotrex that are up the top, they're an absolute pain in the arse if you need to change the belt because the whole kit has to come off so you can get to the belt. So that is the one reason, or the main reason we went for this kit. Although down here is quite fussy and there's a lot of pipe work going on and it's all a bit tight, it actually made way more sense to go for that kit. So basically that's the highlight. Skunk 2 inlet, 1000cc injectors, 90mm body, all the custom piping to the front intercooler, CSF radiator with let's put a dash hose on the top just to make it all kind of work, and then the other radiator hoses down there. It's all very tight. Custom oil cooler that I made, custom catch tank, breather system. I've got a Teguer exhaust manifold, which actually, for the price, is pretty bloody good. I did the rocker cover, so wrinkle black with a wrinkle black cover, just so it looks a bit nicer than the. I think it looks nicer than the red one. Normally the red ones are always fucked anyway, so yeah, I really like that. It's a good little touch. Carbon cooling plate. What else is going on there? Not a lot else. We've got a brake master cylinder brace. It still retains the ABS. A few stuff's had to be moved about, but essentially that's the good stuff under there anyway. So we'll take it up in the air, we'll have a look underneath, because in my opinion, like I said, the best bit of this car is the chassis. So let's have a look. So we stopped halfway. Before we go all the way up in there, let's have a look at this good stuff, because I love this wheel, I love this tyre, I love these brakes. I think these as a combo is an absolute winner. So we've got the Wed Sport TC105X's in a 17x9. I think they're ET40 or 45. I think it's phase 2 on the concave, and then a 255 40, yeah, 255 40 17 AD09, the new, I say new, it's probably not as new anymore, but the new Advan tyre. It's a great road tyre that also works really well on track. AP Racing, the Pro 5000's, again, 2-piece disc. It's a magnificent bit of kit. This is a Raylan Motorsport kit specifically for the S2000, so yeah, the brakes are phenomenal, the grip is phenomenal. Anyway, that's the front. Let's go around to the back, because as a lot of people may know, on S2000's on track, the rear disc do overheat pretty bad. So the option we went for on the rear, because it doesn't need a massive brake kit, but just a better disc. So this is a Mustang 2015, I believe, Mustang GT vented disc and an RX-8 rear caliper that then has a Saki Bomb kit to put the caliper in the right place, sort all the cables out for the handbrake, so it's all the right lengths and sort of stuff like that. But yeah, again, same tyre on the back, so we've got a square setup. So 255 40 17 AD09 on the back and the same spec wheel. The good thing about this is if you're on a track day and the rear tyres are wearing out a bit, you can put them on the front, or the other way, you can make the tyres last a bit longer. So yeah, square setups on S2000s work really well. But let's continue up. We'll go up in the air and we'll have a good look underneath. So let's do a quick rundown of underneath, why I think this is the best thing about this car. So firstly, Wisefab. This is the Wisefab grip kit. I think it was developed in conjunction with Evasive Motorsport, who used to run it on their Time Attack car. I'm not sure if they still do. They maybe do or don't, but this is definitely a kit they developed. So yeah, you get billet knuckles and uprights. It retains a standard wheel bearing, standard hub. You can run a standard caliper. Obviously, we've got the Rayland AP kit. I did have to modify these brackets very slightly, but essentially you can run a standard caliper. It runs a standard wheel speed sensors and all that stuff, so it retains a lot of the OEM equipment, which is really good. Olin DFEs, or Olin's DFEs, these are a Saki bomb kit, so they have a specific spring rate which is sort of geared to more towards track cars. They run a larger front roll bar and a smaller rear bar to try and contain some of the lively rear ends these cars have. But again, that can all be dialed out with alignments and stuff anyway. Subframe, I stripped it and powder coated it, or we stripped it, seam welded it. It's been powder coated. I made tabs for the standard eccentrics, because these standard tabs, these thin bits here, are notorious for bending. And especially on a track car with a lot of lateral grip, you can end up shifting these tabs. So I made some blocks, welded them in, re-pinched the tabs in so they're the right width for the eccentric bolt. You can have lockout blocks for these, but again, you're still going to end up shifting the tab, so this is still a better mod in my opinion, is just making sure the tabs can't bend out. Casters all sort of the same, but yeah, this is the Wisefab bottom arm. It's all rose jointed, rod ended. It also has spoon rigid collars in the subframe, baffled sump on the 4-piston engine. I think that was done originally, and we send that off with it. There's the Rotrex C3891 in place of where the aircon pump normally goes. Uprated engine mounts, still rubber, but they are hardened rubber. Yeah, just amazing. Standard gearbox. I have noticed this bolt is missing, but they are paint marked, so it was done up, but both of them seem to have rattled loose. This is why you nut and bolt these kind of cars, do nut and bolt checks. One of these was loose as well, so yeah, standard gearbox, 2.5-inch exhaust with 4 silencers. We didn't go 3-inch, ultimately it didn't need it anyway, so that's fine. Standard prop, standard diff as in housing, but it has been upgraded, so the end caps have been strengthened. There's a Quaife LSD inside, but essentially a standard diff. Innovative diff mounts. These are the billet mounts with the uprated, I think they're 75A polyurethane. They help a lot. Standard drive shafts, and again the Wisefab on the rear, so you get the billet knuckles, and then the Saki bomb kit, rear brake kit, so you get mounting brackets for the RX-8 calipers, and you get some other bracketry to make sure the handbrake cables end up being the right length and sort of reach and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, the Olin's DFEs, as I said, the rear clevis on these I think is shorter than the standard DFE kit, so it allows the car to run a bit lower. Smaller rear roll bar, again same work on the rear subframe, blocks to retain the tabs, stop them moving about. But yeah, it's the exhaust, Advan tyres, blah blah blah, all the good stuff. But yeah, as you can see, it still retains the standard wheel speed sensors, so all of that still works. But yeah, just bloody good stuff, absolutely amazing. The best thing about this car is definitely the chassis. But yeah, there we go. It was all under sealed as well, so it all looks factory and new, and well, better than new to be honest, because these things, as we know, S2000's can be prone for rotting, but this is a great chassis, really good condition. I just love this car. But yeah, best thing about it is the way this thing handles, just phenomenal. So we'll go for a drive and let you see what it's like. Do this. It's always an event driving this car. It is it's rapid to say the least. So as I said, it's 530 horsepower, 1200 kilos, but in my opinion the chassis is still the best part about this car. But yeah, let's go for a drive. It's Friday night, we're on the way home. It's going back in my garage, so let's go for a rip. Treks, it boost increases with RPM. So yeah, as the RPMs rise, the supercharger spins faster, boost increases, and the car just gets quicker and quicker and quicker through gear. It's pretty amazing. Unlike a turbo car, you get that peak sort of comes on boost and then it has a strong torque curve. This is just RPM torque. It's bonkers. So well, hopefully it's probably the complete wrong time of night to do this because it is 5:30, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, there is a lot of traffic tonight. Friday as well. The worst time of day. Yeah, like I said, you can do some mileage in this. Pole positions, as most people know, are really comfortable. Driving this car's pretty much no different than driving a standard one. The throttle pedal is a tad stiffer and a tad longer just because of the 90mm and the big spring it has on it. But apart from that, even the clutch operation, it's obviously got a clutch to deal with the power, but it's not much stiffer or bitier than a standard clutch, which is really nice. But yeah, apart from that, it's great. The steering with the Wise Fab is more direct, but the feedback through the steering wheel is pretty good. I mean, it's not far off NSXR levels. I mean, NSXR is obviously the ultimate for steering feel, but yeah, it's pretty damn good. That's third gear. Frantic. This was the wrong way. This car is actually for sale. If you're interested, give me a shout. It's not cheap. It's not going to be cheap. But to build this car, you'd be way more than double what we're asking for it. If it doesn't sell, we're just going to break it because the parts are probably alone worth more than what we're asking to sell it. So yeah, if you want one of the best S2000's in the country, give me a shout. We'll have a chat about it. You can have a look around. I can take you out on it. Yeah, I've just been sat on this bloody bit of road for half an hour. This normally takes me 2 minutes to get down this bit of road. I didn't even need to come this way. I just thought I'll do film down here, film back. Yeah, I've been on this road for half an hour. So the joys. Friday night. Been shut off 2 lanes just because of it. Oh, okay. Broken down the road. Jesus. Going on here. Right. Did it spit a flame? Oh. Nah, it's just vents. Yeah. Huh? Oh, you gotta love it. Perfect timing. So is Chris's S2000, an absolute weapon of a car. I've got some more videos to do. I'm going to do one on my EK9, but similar to this. I'm going to do one on the Acti for sure, because everyone loves the Acti. And I'm going to do maybe one on the business, just walk around, show you what we do, what we offer. And then maybe film going to some shows and some meets, just walk around stuff. But yeah, I'd like to do some more cars. Definitely customers' cars that let me go out and film a quick video. We'll do all that, and yeah, just basically enjoy the summer. Let's get the EK9 out there, get the Acti out there. Let's have a crack. But yeah, if you've got any cool stuff you want to come show me, if you need any work doing, anything like that, get in touch. My website is now live, griplab.net. We're on Google now, so people can actually search and find us. And yeah, obviously Instagram. Yeah, have a good one, guys. I'm going to go and have my late dinner now because that traffic was horrific for no reason.